Want to take a picture with the bear? Papa? Why don't you take a picture with the bear?
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that good?
Yeah.
Holy jeez, I can't believe this. I didn't know they had a grizzly bear up here. Oh, two of them.
Another one.
Holy smoke. Wow, they are huge.
Look. See there? There's look at that.
Oops-a daisy. Oh look, they're being playful. Oh, not so playful. Wow.
Every 1 day, and it's not a true hibernation either. So true hibernation, the body temperature drops it out of the environment, heart rate slows down to 1 to 2 beats per minute, around 1 breath per minute, and they enter like this comatose state. These guys only drop to 3/4 or half of their normal breathing and body temperature and heart rate. And they will get up, they'll walk around once a day. But much like true hibernation, they don't defecate, they don't urinate, nothing goes in, nothing goes out.
That's crazy.
And that's because they create what's called a fecal plug. And so they just, like before they go into hibernation, they eat bark and dirt and roots, whatever they can, and it creates this plug in their gut. And that kind of tells them, that's like the kind of icing on the cake, I guess. It just tells them like, hey, we're going into hibernation, we're not eating, nothing's happening, and their stomach will actually decrease in size during this period. So when they come out of hibernation, you would think, oh, they must be so hungry. Nope, they get a head of romaine lettuce per bear per day. And then we slowly get them into more food gradually.
So you said like 20% protein, like, so you just like chuck a salmon over the fence?
Pretty much, yeah. We will take whole frozen salmon and chuck it over the fence. It's not easy. It's really not easy, especially when you're on my size.
I mean, that's a bucket list thing. I'm going to throw a salmon at a barrel. Guys, mark my words. I don't care what it takes.
Might be the last thing you do. So this is the horsetail. They really love this stuff.
You can actually eat horsetail too.
Eat that.
And dandelion.
And dandelions.
dandelion.
They love dandelions. They love horsetail.
Oh, cuties.
And that's part of their diet in the wild. In there, they get it. It's done. So this is outside.
So we'll usually grab whole bundles and bunches, and then we'll just kind of chuck it over.
Sometimes it lands in the other side.
Occasionally.
When there's nobody around.
Yeah.
And so yeah, carrots.
Carrots, apples, sweet potatoes. We give them 4 scoops of kibble a day, and that just helps supplement protein. They get salmon around 2-3 times a week, and that ups once they're going through hyperphagia, which is like the pigging out stage. So they gain upwards of 200 pounds in that period of time. So
How
these
much
guys,
do they weigh, like right now? Or
Kula weighed in at around 830 pounds. Grinder's only 730. Yeah. And then going into hibernation, Kula weighed 1,090 pounds.
Wow.
And Grinder weighed 930, I think.
930.
Yeah.
A lot of pounds.
Yeah, very hefty, very round. So you'll see them kind of waddling around.
Have you learned anything from the bears that you apply to your own life?
Be chill and eat.
Pretty much. Relax, enjoy the sun.
Nap lots.
Lots of napping. Just kind of take it easy.
Yeah.
Be nice to the people throw sand.
Yeah.
I have a sad question. How do they like? How quickly did they learn that the fence is
Any
electric?
questions?
Fairly quickly. Yeah.
So they try it.
Oh,
When
they
they're
don't.
cubs.
Like it won't
Yeah.
hurt them that much, I assume, right? Like,
It's 10,000 volts, but for us, it's not as bad.
right.
Like for us, it hurts more than it hurts them because they have a larger body mass. So like the bigger you are, and like with the electric shock, the less you feel it. So for
you've
them,
touched
it's a
it?
little. I haven't touched this fence yet. I've been electrocuted by animal fences before, and I can tell you it will wake you up in the morning better than your coffee. But these guys,
Smacked with a baseball.
yeah.
Good real quick.
Sometimes you get it all the way up your arm. At least when I had it, it went all the way up my arm. I got zapped twice. My grandparents own a farm, 25 acres, and so I kind of like grew up there. I'd spend at least a month there every year, and they had electric kettle fences, and I touched it twice in the same day.
At least we're smaller than the shockers.
Were they born here?
They were not. They were both rescues.
Oh, okay.
They were both orphaned in separate parts of BC. Grinder was found in Invermere, and he was severely emaciated, and so they brought him in, nursed him back to health. And then Kula was found 2 weeks after that, roughly, and he was found orphaned. His mother was unfortunately hit and killed by a truck, and she didn't survive her injuries, and so they were taken in. They were lined up to be euthanized because there were no grizzly bear rescue and rehab centers, and they just simply wouldn't survive on their own. They can't forage, they can't really hibernate without mom. They usually stay with mom around 2 to 3 years, depending, learning how to forage and fend for themselves. Because one of the biggest threats to grizzly bears, aside from people, is other grizzly bears. So large, mean males who are very territorial, they will get the cubs.
Who named them? Who named them Grinder and Cooler?
Grinder, I believe, is named after a piece of logging equipment because he was found by loggers. And then Kula is named after Bella Kula, and that's where he is found.
How old are they roughly?
21 years old.
Oh, 21. Wow.
Yeah, so bears are born in hibernation. Depending on how well mom does, depending on how fat and happy she is, depends on how many cubs she gets. Let's say she does incredibly well, fantastic, she gained a lot of weight. She will have upwards of 3 cubs. Let's say she's doing pretty all right for herself. She can feed herself and more, so she'll have 1 to 2. But let's say mom's just barely getting by for herself. She will only have enough for herself, and she won't get pregnant at all, and that's delayed ovulation because they breed in the spring.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
But they don't actually get pregnant until they're hibernating.
Whoa,
So
that's
bear
wild.
sperm is just
Hold
like
on.
a chill.
Like last forever.
Pretty much.
How long do they live?
In the wild, they usually live around 25 years, and that's being generous because there are a lot of natural threats to these bears. These guys will be old men in the wild, but in human care, they can usually live around 30 to 35 years. The oldest recorded grizzly is 35 in Yellowstone, and then the oldest recorded bear is a polar bear named Debbie. She lived to the ripe age of 42.
Wow. Amazing. Thanks a lot.
There's another one. You see it?
There's 2 of them, right?
Yeah.
Jeez.
ليك يا عمي هذا زرع المي. وين الثاني؟ قولي لي وين الثاني؟ قولي لي وين الثاني؟
Taking a bath. Taking a bath.
عم يرطب بالمي.
Cute. Look at that.
ايه هلا جينا لسه عم شوفه.
Touching his feet.
وين الثاني؟ شفتي الثاني وينه؟ ايه ما خلصت امك.
It's like their bath time or something.
Where's the other one? Oh, the other one's going on.
The other one's moving under.
I'd just be bolted.
In the wild, they will be. Big one.